3 signs the universe is trying to guide you right now. Oh, honey, sit down a minute. I need to tell you something important. The universe has been trying to get your attention all day. And I bet my favorite teacup, you've been walking right past the signs. Now, I've been around for 7 decades, and I've learned a thing or two about how life speaks to us. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share 3 ways the universe is probably nudging you right now. And trust me, once you start seeing them, you wonder how you ever missed them before. And sweetheart, if you found this video today, well, that's no accident either. I'm Rose, and welcome to my little corner of the internet, where we talk about the magic that is happening all around us every single day. Now, I've been doing psychic readings for over 20 years, and I got letters, well, emails these days, from folks who say things like, Rose, I feel so lost. I don't know which way to turn. How do I know if I'm making the right choices? And honey, let me tell you something. I've learned after 70 years on this earth and 4 decades of connecting with the universe. The universe never stops talking to us. It's been whispering guidance since the day you were born. We just forgot how to listen because life gets so darn noisy. If this feels like something you need to hear today, go ahead and subscribe. I share these little wisdom nuggets every week, and I'd love to have you join our family here. Let me tell you about something that just happened last month. My grandson came to me for guidance about a career change. I asked the universe to show me what he needed to know. Well, over the next day, 3 beautiful signs appeared and gave me complete clarity. These weren't dramatic Hollywood moments. Honey, they were gentle, everyday synchronicities that most people would miss. Comes with repetitive numbers and patterns. All right, let's talk about it. Numbers and patterns. That keeps showing up. Now I know some of you young folks call these angel numbers, and that's perfectly fine. But I've been noticing these patterns since before we had a fancy name for them. Sometimes the universe just really wants to make sure we're paying attention. So there I was, worried about my grandson, and I started seeing the number 222 everywhere. First on the digital clock, when I woke up at 2 a.m., 2:22 a.m. And then my takeout order came to 22:22. Later that day, I was reading my devotional, and wouldn't you know it, the page number was 222. Now, my practical side wanted to say, Rose, you're just looking for patterns. But after 20 years of doing readings, I've learned to trust when the universe is trying to get my attention. These guides were practically shouting at me, pay attention, old girl. Here's what I've learned about these number patterns over the years, both from my own experience and from thousands of readings I've done. When I see lots of 1s, it usually means something new is starting. New opportunities, new paths open up. 2s often show up when I need patience or when partnership and balance are important. 3s seem to appear when creativity and self-expression are calling. 4s come around when it's time to build solid foundations, when we're protected by our angels. 5s pop up when major life changes are on the horizon. Now, in my readings, I've seen that different numbers can mean different things to different people. The universe speaks to each of us in our own language. But there's always that feeling of recognition when you see your number, like that spirit just winked at you. But here's the real secret, honey. Something I tell every client who sits across from me. It's not just about seeing the numbers. It's about what you were thinking about or what energy you were carrying when you noticed them. When I saw that 222, I was fretting about whether to give my grandson space or advice. The universe was telling me, be patient, Rose. Trust the divine timing. This situation needs balance and gentle guidance. What numbers have been showing up in your life? Don't be shy. Share in the comments. This old psychic reads every single one, and I might just have some insight for you. Sometimes the universe uses these comment sections to deliver the exact message to someone who needs to hear it. Sign number 2, unexpected meetings and perfect timing. The second sign is my absolute favorite, when people and opportunities show up at exactly the right moment. You know those times when you bump into the exact right person at the exact right time, when something happens so perfectly timed, you have to laugh and shake your head. That's not luck, sweetheart. That's the universe moving pieces around on the chessboard of life. So back to my grandson's story. The next day, after I was worrying, I ran into my neighbor Margaret at the post office. Now, Margaret and I usually just chat about the weather and those things whose turn it is to water the community garden. But for some reason, she started telling me about how her daughter had just switched careers at 28 and how scary it was at first, but how it turned out to be the best thing she ever did. Margaret had never shared anything that personal with me before, but standing there holding my mail, I just got those familiar chills. I've learned to recognize, after decades of psychic work, this wasn't small talk. This was the universe using Margaret to deliver the exact message I needed. I've seen this happen countless of times in readings, where the most profound guidance comes through the most ordinary conversations. Here's what I've learned about these divine appointments in 20 years of readings. Unexpected conversations. Someone brings up exactly what's been on your mind. This happens in my readings all the time. Perfect timing. Help arrives just when you need it most, often through the most unlikely messengers. Old friends reappearing. Someone from your past shows up with exactly what you need to hear. Doors opening easily. When you're aligned with your highest good, opportunities flow in. Message through strangers. Sometimes the universe uses complete strangers to deliver guidance. I've seen this thousands of times. You know, in my readings, I often tell clients to pay attention to what happens in the 24 to 48 hours after our sessions. That's when things usually start moving around to confirm the guidance that came through. The universe loves to show us we're back and right on track. We're here, what you need to understand. These opportunities are like buses. They come up, but you have to choose to get on. The universe will set up the meeting, but you have to be brave enough to have the conversation. Make the call or take the step. Stop paying attention to the rhythm of your days. When things flow easily, when conversations feel meaningful and help appears out of nowhere. That's the universe saying, yes, dear, this way. When you're pushing and struggling against brick walls, well, maybe it's time to try a different door. The third sign is something I wish I trusted more when I was younger. That feeling in your body. Your body is smarter than you think. It's been keeping you alive all these years. It knows exactly what to do. And it's also your best compass for making decisions. The universe often speaks through those gut feelings before your mind even catches up. When I was trying to figure out what to tell my grandson, I did a little experiment. I sat in my favorite chair and imagined him telling me to play it safe, stick with my current job, don't rock the boat. You know what happened? My whole chest felt tight, like I was wearing a sweater that was way too small. Then I imagined encouraging him to follow his heart. Take the risk, trust yourself. Even though it scared my grandmotherly instincts, my whole body relaxed. I could breathe deeper. That's when I knew what kind of advice to give him. Here's what to notice in your own body. that sinking feeling when something doesn't feel right. It often looks good on paper. Butterflies of excitement are different from anxiety. This feels like anticipation. Sudden tiredness, sometimes your body says no by making you feel drained. Feeling lighter, then you think about the right choice. You physically feel uplifted. And knowing in your belly, that gut instinct. You know, in my generation, we often were taught to ignore our feelings, especially as women. Don't be so emotional, they'd say. Use your head, not your heart. Well, I've learned that thinking is backwards. When I first started doing readings 20 years ago, I was so worried about being too sensitive, or trusting my intuition too much. But honey, that sensitivity is exactly what allows me to connect with the universe and help people. Your body wisdom and intuitive feelings are gifts, not weaknesses. Next time you have a decision to make, try this technique I use with my clients. Sit quietly, take a few deep breaths, and imagine each choice. Don't think about it. Just notice how your body responds. Does it tense up or relax? Feel heavy or light? Your first response before your mind starts making lists of pros and cons is often the universe speaking through your body. I've been teaching this to clients for decades, and it never fails to amaze me how accurate the first physical response can be. Bringing it all together. So there you have it, my dears. The universe is constantly chatting with you through numbers and patterns that catch your eye, people and opportunities that show up just at the right moment. Those feelings in your body that you can't quite explain, but somehow know are true. But here's the most important thing this old psychic can tell you. The universe isn't just sending you messages. It's inviting you into a relationship. When you start paying attention, when you say, thank you, I see what you're doing here, the conversation gets richer and deeper. It's like developing your psychic abilities. The more you practice listening, the stronger the connection becomes. The more you trust what you receive, the more guidance flows through. Remember, my grandson's situation, I encouraged him to trust his instincts and make the career change. It was scary for all of us. 6 months later, he's happier than I've seen him in years. Those 222s, the universe was telling me to be patient and balanced, and the divine timing were exactly what was needed. The wisdom you're seeking is already there, sweetheart. You just need to remember that you're naturally intuitive. We all are. Just need to trust what you're receiving. Now I want to hear from you, because this is a conversation, not a lecture. Which of these signs spoke to your heart today? Have you been noticing patterns lately that might be the universe trying to get your attention? Share your stories in the comments below. I read every single one of them and love hearing how the universe is working in your life. Sometimes your story is exactly what another soul needs to hear. This old psychic's wisdom resonated with you today? Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to join our little family here. I share these gentle reminders every week. Well, after 20 years of doing readings, I've learned that we all need reminding sometimes that we're not walking through life alone. And remember, dear heart, you are always loved, you are always guided, and you have more intuitive ability than you realize. The universe has been looking out for you since the day you were born, and it's not about to stop now. I'll see you next week. Until then, keep your heart open, your ears tuned to the whispers of wisdom all around you. And go call on someone you love today. Life's too short and life's too precious to keep it to ourselves.